Welcome friends. Today we are going to start with our automation object model, and utilizing that AO model we will schedule our scripts using Windows scheduler. So just basics of AOM. First we will discuss what is basically an automation object model is. As the name indicates, it basically provides us objects, methods and properties which enable us to control our UFT from another application. So basically it helps us to automate QTP or UFT itself from any other application. So what are the scenarios, like some of those example scenarios I am showing. What are the scenarios we can automate using AOM model? Like we can add, remove or rename our objects in our object repository. So other thing is, like we can configure our add-ins, like whether we want web add-in or a window add-in or a particular application environment. We can do that. In case we want to change our tools, options or file settings, we can configure that before our UFT is launched. And the basic flow is like we can launch our UFT, we can run particular test, we can modify our object repository, and we can generate particular results and reports that are getting generated, and we can email that or save them in a particular folder structure using our AOM model. So example scenario, how to create an AOM is like, firstly I am declaring a variable, then I am using create object function to create an object of AOM first, and then using quick-test.application. After that the object is getting created, I will utilize the properties and methods of that object to automate UFT itself. So firstly I am launching that UFT using launch method, and I am making it visible. So that was a basic flow how we will utilize our AOM model to automate UFT itself. The practical example can be, in case I want to test my AUT, my application under non-working hours. So what I can do is I can schedule the scripts at particular time using AOM model. We can also schedule the scripts using QC, but in case we don't want, we will utilize AOM model, and we will use Windows scheduler to trigger our AOM and launch the scripts. Now AOM model, that was a basic. Now how to schedule the scripts, what we will utilize? We will utilize our Windows scheduler. What that Windows scheduler does, it interacts with that script is getting generated by our AOM model. So using that AOM model, that script after triggering, it will launch our UFT, and that UFT will open that particular concerned script, and that when the script is opened, UFT is running, it will interact with our AUT, our application that need to be tested, and after that results are getting generated or reports. We can email that reports or save that reports as per our convenience. After that results are generated, then we are closing our UFT. So that's how the flow is like. Windows scheduler triggers the script, and script using AOM model, it triggers UFT. UFT utilizes that scripts, and it runs and interacts with the AUT, and results are getting generated. So that was a basic flow. So let me show you that example using our script which I have already created. Let me show you what is the structure of my script is. So my script is what I have created an object of what dim, and I am using the create object method to utilize that object of that. I am using the launch, and I am making the UFT visible, and I am just typing that welcome to UFThelp.com. That's my script using my AOM model. So next is we need to utilize the functionality of scheduler. So what I'll do, I'll type here task scheduler. It will take me to that scheduler part, and my scheduler is opening. So here what we will do, we will create our task. Task is what we want to schedule. So I'll create new task. It is called create task. I'll give any name, like I want my run UFT, that's name. So at what time I want that to be triggered, I can give that timing using this trigger tab, and I can specify one time daily or what I want it to do. Suppose I just want to trigger at maybe 50. Okay, so I'm clicking on OK. What action, what script? That is our AOM script that need to be triggered. So I have already created a scheduled script. I am opening that. Everything is set. We can set the conditions also. For the settings we can do that. In case our script fails, what we need to do. I am closing that task. so that our task will be visible in what task scheduler library. It shows me that this is our trigger time and next run time is 8:50. So what, and it was created on that time. So let's see whether our task is getting triggered or not. So let me open start task manager for you. So it will launch our UFT and make that message box visible. So see, our uft.exe is already visible, so this means now my task has got triggered. It is launching my UFT. So it will take some time initially because UFT consumes RAM while it is launching. So the task got triggered, is launching my UFT. When my UFT will launch, it will call that particular script which we want it to be called, and it will run that script. Here I have just written an message box. So after launching my UFT, it will show me in that message box. So it's taking some time initially because it consumes a lot of memory. So see, here is what my UFT got launched, and it is opening that script and it will show me what, welcome to ufthelp.com. So that was a script which I have created. That was a task which I need to trigger using my Windows scheduler. So my UFT is launched. Now we can modify our scripts as we want it to do. In case we are worried how to create that AOM model, it's very easy. We can there are 3 places where we can see how the UFT creates those automation object model. First is like tools, go to options, go to what, GUI testing. Here is the option called generate script. It will generate my tools options settings script. In case I'm clicking on that, I want that to be saved in .vbs format. Okay, .vbs extension I'm giving, so I'm saving that on my desktop. So let me show you what is inside that. I'm opening that script. So it is the same thing. What it is having, it is like creating another object of the UFT, then it is launching that, making it visible. All the settings are there. So how to configure those settings, it is already there. So that we can take that from our generate script. What are the other things where we can generate the script is that was one from tools option, other is like from object identification. We can utilize that, this generate script. Another thing is in case I want file settings scripts, I can utilize that also. See, so these are 3 places where we can take the AOM model from UFT itself. We don't have to code it, we can modify that as our wish. So just a brief summary. Firstly, we need to create a script of using AOM model. Then we have to trigger that using Windows scheduler, and that Windows scheduler will trigger my UFT. UFT will open my scripts, and that script will run, reports will be generated, and our UFT closes. That's how the flow is like. Thanks for watching this video. In case you have any feedback, just please contact us at www.ufthelp.com. Thanks a lot. Bye.